And a very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. I am Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us on a beautiful, beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in the Midwest. Temperatures in the lower 80s, and it's just been gorgeous outside the last few days. Hope everyone had a great Easter. We're ready for some volleyball. This is our playoffs this year. We don't have playoffs in volleyball, so this is it. This is the Southwestern Conference Tournament, and it features Collinsville hosting the Belleville East Lancers, and it is a tournament, but they are allowing the JV teams to play wherever the varsity team ends up playing. So that's why we have JV first and then varsity next. So we'll get you warmed up with a little JV volleyball action as Collinsville heads to the court. JV teams met right before the varsity teams did back on the 24th of March, and Collinsville won that in 3 sets, 25-15 in the first set. They lost the second set 25-22 and then won the last set 15-12. We're underway here in this first set on the JV side of things, and there's a kill shot that ends up out of bounds off of the hands of Elena Riley for Belleville East. So Collinsville, the home team, they're on the left side of your screen. They have the white jerseys on with the purple numbers, Kahok's written across the backs of their jerseys. The libero, Emma Stouthammer, is wearing the all-purple out there for Collinsville, and the serve was by Katie Martin. And a little touch over by Belleville East. Collinsville trying to set it up over on the far side. That one's going to go too far from Megan Summer. 1-1. Belleville East, they are in the dark blue uniforms, not normally a primary color for Belleville East. Usually sky blue is, but they always mix in a little bit of the royal blue, if you will, and some white. And serving it up, couldn't tell you. Don't have a number 20. Over for Collinsville. Set up front by Katie Martin. Pushed over to the side for Summer. Summer sends it to the back line, and the libero unable to dig that out before it hit the ground. Nice try by Lainey Cully, which just couldn't come up with it. Stouthammer back to serve it up now for Collinsville. We're just underway here in this first set. Whoever wins 2 first wins. Could go 2, could go 3. Here's a setup up front by Belleville East. They had to just touch it over with a fingertip. And now back over for Summer. Summer gets it over on the last possible try. And then up front, there's a kill shot, and that hits the scoreboard. And Collinsville keeps it alive and pushes it over. Keep your eye out for Faith Williams. She can strike that ball and strike that ball hard. Good save over there by Cully. And then back over to Williams. Good dig in the backcourt by Martin. Moved up front. Scheller gets it over. And now Belleville East goes back to set it up. A pushover, and that one finds the empty spot. But Belleville East is guilty of a net violation, so the point will belong to Collinsville. No, they called it the opposite way. They pointed over here for the point, but now we have a timeout. Belleville East JV coach Joe Nesbitt called the timeout. Wanted to see if he could switch players, I guess. I'm sure he wasn't going to argue the fact that the referees pointed the wrong way. Service comes in the back from Elena Riley, and that one's out of bounds. Collinsville gets that point right back. Three, 2 in favor of Collinsville, as Kareth Pritchett comes into the game for the Kahawks, as does Lily Georgina, and Georgina will go back to serve. And she does so. Barely over the net. Nice dig in the backcourt by the libero, and then brought over by Belleville East. Martin sets it up. Scheller throws it over. A little hook serve, if you will. And it found some empty real estate. And Collinsville out to a 4-2 lead. Serving it up once again is Georgina. Georgina into the back corner where it's picked up by Doolittle and then moved across for Williams, and a dig in the backcourt by Katie Martin, but straight to the out-of-bounds sideline. And Belleville East climbs back to within 1. Belleville East must have moved some girls up from the freshman team, because I've got a couple of numbers out there that I don't have on my roster, and they're not on the varsity roster as well. And another net violation for Collinsville. That'll even things up at 4. Back to serve is Sarah Gingrich. Gingrich sends it over. It's popped up by Summer and then almost mishit there by Scheller. And now Belleville East gets it across. Williams with another kill shot, and that one finds the back corner where there wasn't anyone. And in the lead now, Belleville East 5-4. Gingrich back to serve it up once again. Lauren Whitty will join us for the varsity action. And that one goes into the net, and we're tied again at 5. Back and forth we go with the 1-point leads here. And Megan Summer will go back to serve it up now for Collinsville as Craig Hall comes on for the first time. Katie Martin to the bench. Here's the serve from Summer into the backcourt. And it's picked up by the libero, moved over to Faith Williams. Her shot is handled, but it kind of caught Georgina in the forearms and then bounced off of her biceps before it went out of bounds. So kind of a miss hit there, and back to the 1-point lead for Belleville East, and that means Faith Williams will go back to serve for the Lady Lancers. Her ball finds Stouthammer in the back, and she hits it over. Collinsville keeps it alive. Summer moves it up front, and Scheller gets it over. Picked up by Williams in the back. Set up over here in the side, and that one's out of bounds. Collinsville will pick up the point. It was a nice try by number 20 there for Belleville East, but she put it on the wrong side of the gray line. Jenna Scheller back to serve it up now for the Lady Kahawks as Layla Pelly checks into the game for Collinsville. Scheller sends it across, picked up by Williams, moved over onto the side, and number 20 gets a reprieve. And then another miss hit there by Georgina. And Collinsville trails by a point once again. Back and forth we go. Lainey Kelly, the libero for Belleville East, back to serve. Finds Stouthammer, the opposing libero. Set up front for Pelly. Pelly in the back, and it's hit off of a player and all the way back to the men's restroom it goes. And we are tied at 7. This has just been back and forth 1-point leads by each team so far. Rotation going on here for Collinsville as Lauren Lee checks into the game, as does Mackenzie Johnson, and Mackenzie Johnson will take the ball in hand and go back to serve. Boys soccer getting ready to take place over at Kahok Stadium. 5 o'clock JV takes on Alton. You can find that game on the Kahok Athletics YouTube channel. Here's Pelly setting it up for Stouthammer. Stouthammer has to get it over. Williams picks it up in the backcourt, moved up front, and a empty spot found there by Elena Riley. And back to a 1-point lead for Belleville East as they bring in Megan Doolittle. And Doolittle will go back to serve. Into the back and popped backwards for Summer. Stouthammer saves it, and getting it over is Johnson. Nice save there by the Kahawks. Now over here, off of the hands up front from the blockers, and it's served over for Hall. Hall has it partially blocked up front by Gingrich, but off of her fingers and straight down to the ground. We are tied at 8. It's going to take all night if we can do this, if we continue to do this every game. 1-point leads. Trading hands every other point. Katie Martin will check back in and head back to serve. Martin into the net. Nine, 8 Lancers with the lead. Our Phantom number 20 back to serve it up for Belleville East. And she barely gets it over the net. Nice serve, and back over to Summer it goes after the pickup. She just taps it over, and Belleville East does the same, and now a double clutch by Faith Williams will give a point to Collinsville, 9-9. Stouthammer back to serve. She does, all the way back into the corner. Moved up front, and a little push over there by Riley. And back to Collinsville. Summer. Oh, almost blocked out again by Gingrich, but again, no one there to help her out. Collinsville back out front now, 10-9. Let's put a couple of these points together and take a lead here. Stouthammer serves it into the back. Picked up by Cully. Moved along to the side, and Faith Williams with a kill shot blocked up front. Stays alive for Collinsville, and they set it up for Scheller. She pushes it over, and Cully couldn't react fast enough from that near side back corner. And Collinsville has a 2-point lead. Something different, something rare. Stouthammer continues. Into the opposite corner, and that's mishit, and it ends up on the back wall. Collinsville, 3 points in a row here, with Stouthammer back serving it up. Stouthammer ready with another one. There it is, picked up by Doolittle. Pushed up front into the net, and that one didn't have a prayer after it ran into the net. So Collinsville's rattled off 4 straight points here. I did ask for that, didn't I? Yes, I did. Stouthammer ready to go once again. And again, Doolittle picks it up, moves it up front, and Williams with the slam shot. And a nice dig over there by Katie Martin. Collinsville sets it up. Summer has to get it over. She does so. And Gingrich sets it back up for Riley. And now Scheller gets it over, picked up by Cully, and then she backs off because she couldn't hit it again, and her teammates kind of backed off with her. Timeout called by Belleville East. We'll step aside for just a moment as well here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahok Sports Network. JV action precedes varsity action here in the Southwestern Conference Tournament. Whatever happens with the varsity team, the JV team will follow. So the winner of tonight's varsity game will go to Edwardsville to play tomorrow night. The loser, they do have a loser's bracket, consolation bracket. The loser will drop down into the consolation bracket, but will have a bye during the next round. Here's a serve by Stouthammer, and she might turn that into another point. Nice save over there by Belleville East. And now Martin setting it up, and Scheller off for the back corner, off Lena Kelly's hand and out of bounds. Collinsville up front 15-9 now. Stouthammer back to serve it up again. She does, and it's a low one, and that one is almost turned into a point. And it turns into a point after a Belleville East player just chalantly shoves it into the net. And she goes off. That's our Phantom number 20. And Nora Van de Voorde comes in to take her place. Stouthammer on a roll, continues to serve it up and catches the newly inserted Van de Voorde off guard a little bit, but nevertheless she stays with it. And now a setup for Summer. Summer puts it in the back, and again, Lainey Cully can't handle the hot rocket down there in the corner. Man, that thing, it had sink on it. That was like a sinker ball that a Major League pitcher pitches. That one smoked by Summer. Stouthammer into the back corner again. Van de Voorde picks this one up, and Williams sends it over. And a nice save by Collinsville, and then somebody needs to get there, but the middle hitter, Mackenzie Johnson, had to come in to take care of that ball and get it over the net. It got sent right back to the spot she vacated, and, of course, no one was there to make up that room. Here is Elena Riley serving it up for Belleville East. Collinsville up by 7, though, 17-10. And the Kahawks will get it over. Scheller will knock it in the back, but she'll knock it out of bounds. No, they're going to say it was in. And Collinsville up in this first set, 18-10. Back to serve it up, Lily Georgina. She does, and Williams mishits it as she came across the court, and then she'll end up being the one who serves it over. Picked up again by Georgina and moved over to the side for Pritchett. Pritchett's ball into the net. Collinsville gives away a point, 18-11. Kahawks have the lead. Have not seen Gabriella Durzo on the floor, unless she's strictly playing for varsity now, because that's another girl that could just get up there and kill the ball. That's a knuckleball, and that one is out. Collinsville gets that point right back. 19-11. Kahawks with the lead and the ball. Craig Hall checks back into the game for Collinsville, taking the place of Katie Martin. Meanwhile, Megan Summer, the freshman, back to hit. She does so. Sent over to the side. Picked up and sent over by Cully. Collinsville sets it up for Hall. Hall. Cully picks it up in the back corner. And then over here on the side, sent into the backcourt, but out of bounds. Too hard of a hit there. And Collinsville picks up that all-important 20th point. Megan Summer back to serve up another one. She does. Barely gets over to net. Picked up front and unable to get that all over was Kareth Pritchett. Sometimes that happens. Jump up to hit the ball over the net and you just push it right into the net. Back to serve, Faith Williams, the sophomore. Strong hitter. Into the back, picked up by Summer. Moved up front for Georgina, and Scheller just dumps it over. Belleville East keeps it alive. Back over here on the near side, blocked out of bounds by the tag team of Scheller and Pritchett. And the point belongs to Belleville East, 20-13. Kahawks with the 7-point lead. Williams serves up another one for the Lancers, and it's picked up by Stouthammer. Moved up and set up by Georgina to Hall. Hall gets it over, and now a hit back in this corner, just underneath my location. Hall has to slap it over. She does so. Saved by Williams. Moved up front, sent over, partially blocked by Jenna Scheller, but Delani Schaefer's ball found that empty spot after it passed Scheller's hands. Lancers have climbed back to within 6. Faith Williams serving up a couple of points in a row. Picked up by Summer. Nicely dug out of there. Over for Hall. Hall sends it across. Kelly picks it up in the backcourt. Moved over here to the side. Kill shot, and somehow, I was going to say, somehow Stouthammer kept that alive, but it hit floor then hand. So 3 straight points with Faith Williams serving. And a timeout taken here by the Kahawks. We'll be back in just a moment on the Kahawk Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Lady Kahawks gave up a quick point there while we were at the tail end of that commercial. So it's 20-16, and I believe that's 5 in a row now. Faith Williams serving, 5 points in a row. Here's Collinsville Scheller setting it up for Hall, and she hits it into the net. Giving points left and right here. Had a 7-point lead just a minute ago. Faith Williams ready to serve up yet another. She does, and it's an ace. Back to within 2. Checking into the game now is Lexi Bachoki, and Georgina will leave it for Bachoki to get it over, and she does so, and it's out of bounds. All of a sudden, Collinsville's 7-point lead is evaporated down to 1. Williams serves it up again. Into the backcourt, picked up by Summer. Goes to the side, and they're going to have to get it over, and she doesn't. 7-point lead has evaporated. We are tied at 20. Williams ready to serve it up again. Does so. Picked up by Stouthammer. Moved over by Georgina for Bachoki, and back in the backcourt, picked up by Cully. And then a block out, and it's blocked out of bounds. And just like that, Belleville East has a 1-point lead. Faith Williams serves it. Stouthammer picks it up, and a nice save there. Collinsville's got to get it over. Stop the bleeding here on these 2-hit shots and out. And another nice save by Summer. Sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki just pokes it across. And now Belleville East will set it back up for Faith Williams. Williams hits it in the net. Collinsville gets a point back, and we're tied at 21. Man, oh man. Jenna Scheller ready to serve it up. In the backcourt, picked up by Cully. Moved up front and over on the side. It's just punched across. Scheller, thankfully she was that tall because that would have went over most people's heads. And then Bachoki hits it into the net. And Collinsville trails by a point once again. Laney Cully will serve it up for the Lancers. Does so, and picked up by Summer. She hits it over, and then Collinsville can't keep it alive on the little touch over there by Elena Riley. Remember just a little bit ago when Collinsville led by 7 points? And now they trail by 2, and Katie McCarthy wants a timeout to talk to her team. We'll take a timeout right along with her on the Kahok Sports Network.
Drink it in. Powerful, vibrant, nutrient-rich fuel for healthy, active, experience-rich lives. Each ingredient chosen carefully, every blend crafted masterfully. Nurturing your passion, nourishing your purpose. So you can be your best self, live your best life, and rule the day.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Collinsville led at one time, 20-13, and now trail 23-21. Kahok's trying to get back in it. Pelly finds the spot from midair and put it right there. Collinsville trails by 1. Mackenzie Johnson back to serve for the Kahawks. Johnson ready to go. Over in the back, Williams shoves it straight forward and then gets it right back, and a pickup by Stouthammer. Nice save, but Collinsville had a net violation. I believe that's what it was. And the Lancers are 1 point away from taking this first set victory. Megan Doolittle comes in to serve. Doolittle sends it into the back corner, picked up by Summer. Moved along by Stouthammer, over for Pelly. Pelly gets it across, and now moved back over to the side, and an old kind of trickery going on there by Belleville East. Almost worked, but Collinsville stayed with it. Stouthammer now sets it up once again for Johnson, and then Pelly. Pelly across the net. That one comes back over. Bachoki, lucky she stayed with it. Then she'll push it over, and that's out of bounds. Oh, they're going to call it in. Collinsville gets the point back. So the Kahawks need to win this next point, or else this game is over. They have to win by 2. as Lexi Bachoki goes back to serve it up here for the Lady Kahawks. Uh-oh. Well, that's not the way that you want to end the first set. Belleville East comes all the way back and beats Collinsville 25-23 after the Kahawks had a 20-13 lead in that first set. Tough set to drop. Collinsville's going to have to rebound here in set number 2, which will come your way next on the Kahawk Sports Network.
Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The Shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman, and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The Shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the Shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, the usual? So, men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie-cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the Shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend. Or two. The Shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The Shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahawk sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahawk sandwich. Cafe Agape. Check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you. Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, I'm Todd Duke. Happy that you're with us here on a Tuesday afternoon, April the 6th. Beautiful day outside. Has been for the last 3 or 4 days. Got some rain coming tomorrow, just in time for scheduled senior night over at Kahawk Stadium for the boys soccer team. We'll see if those plans remain intact as the day goes forward tomorrow. I don't know where you can fit them in to make it up, as the season is dwindling down. Season 4 soccer ends a week from this Saturday. All right. Collinsville's got to find a way to climb back in here and take the second set. And after having a 20-13 lead in the first set, they end up losing it 25-23. We're underway in set number 2. Stahlhammer over to Summer. Summer gets it across. Williams pops it up for Belleville East. Now back over here on the side, and it's picked up by Bachoki in the backcourt. Just shoved over by Johnson. And then a nice play up front, and no one can handle the Elena Riley shot over the net. And the Lancers pick up the first point here in set number 2. Quick change here for Belleville East as Nora Vandevoorde comes in to serve. Into the back it goes. Picked up by Bachoki, and then, Stahlhammer and Mackenzie Johnson both went for the ball in midair, and then they saw each other heading toward each other and both stopped. Stahlhammer got a hand on it but couldn't do anything with it. Picked up by Stahlhammer on this serve and shoved over by Johnson. And now Belleville East, kill try there once again by Riley, and That one barely goes across, and that one barely goes into the net. And Collinsville is down 3-0 that quickly. Van de Voorde back to serve up yet another. Picked up by Stouthammer. Johnson setting it up for Pelly. Pelly, that ball gets blocked. Woo, couldn't even take my mask off and headset off in time to stop that one. Collinsville down 4-0 here quickly. Picked up, and Pelly needs to get it across. She does so. Kelly in the back takes care of it. Over here for Williams. Williams off a couple of blockers up front, but Bachoki keeps it alive. To Stouthammer, to Summer. Summer pushes it over, and it's saved over there by Doolittle. Back over here for Faith Williams, and it is blocked. But a net violation against Collinsville will give the point to Belleville East, 5-0 in favor of the Lancers. Another serve coming up for Van de Voorde. Picked up by Summer. Summer's going to get the ball right back, but it's blocked right back at her by Faith Williams. And right now, Belleville East can do no wrong. Stormed back from a 7-point deficit to take game number 1. And already off to a 6-0 lead here in set number 2. Next serve into the net. That'll help. 6-1. Collinsville needs to claw back. Megan Summer back to serve. She does. Into the corner. Nice dig back there, and a nice putback by Bachoki. That falls into the ground. And Van de Voorde almost dug that one out. 6-2. Into the net. Seven to 2. Elena Riley back to serve it up for the Lancers. To the sideline, and that is a point for Collinsville. That one was barely out. Right below my location here, so I had a good view of it. And the Kahawks trail by 4. Jenna Scheller checks back in. Back to serve, Emma Stouthammer. Emma delivers. Picked up back there by Doolittle. Moved over for Williams, and she found the empty spot to the right of Stouthammer and behind Mackenzie Johnson. Sarah Gingrich back to the service line here for the Lancers. Gingrich hits it into the net. Georgina. And company. Georgina serves. It's picked up by Faith Williams. She sends it backwards, and she'll have to get it over now. She does so. Picked up by Summer in the back. Georgina setting it up over here on the side. Shoved across. And now Kelly can't get there in time, and Collinsville gets a much-needed point right back. Kahawks are within 3. Only Georgina ready to serve it up again. She does so. Picked up back there by Van de Voorde. Moved up front. Faith Williams gets it across. Picked up by Stouthammer. To Summer. To Bachoki. Bachoki sends it to the back line. Van de Voorde picks it up. Sub back across, and no one could get there for the Lancers, and Collinsville climbing back into this one after being down 6-0. They've gotten it back to within 2. Lily Georgina back to serve it up again. She does so. Picked up by Kelly. Set up over here and into the back. Picked up by Collinsville, and Georgina back to Bachoki. Bachoki sends it to the back line. It's off of the hands of Gingrich and out of bounds. So the Kahawks back to within 1 point now. Georgina sends another one. That one was probably going to be out of bounds. The Lady Lancer was standing out of bounds when she got to the ball. Now another setup for Georgina and Scheller. Scheller off some fingers, and Collinsville gets the ball back on a nice play by Faith Williams. Now Scheller kills it, and we're tied at 8. So the Kahawks come back from being down 6-0, and we are knotted at 8. All this while Lily Georgina is serving it up for the Kahawks. In the middle, picked up by Cully. Moved along to the side, or in the middle actually, and that is out of bounds. So not only has Collinsville erased a 6-0 deficit, they have taken a lead. A 1-point lead, 9-8. Georgina, another serve by her, picked up by Cully. Moved over to the side for Williams. Williams right in the middle of the court, and it bounces right in front of Megan Summer. Faith Williams' turn to serve. Last time she did, she railed it off about 10 points in a row, and the Lancers came back and won the first set because of that. Here's Stouthammer in the back. Georgina all the way over for Bachoki. Bachoki into the backcourt, but it's too far. And the Lancers pick up the point and regain their lead 10-9. Williams another serve, and Stouthammer up front for Lily Georgina. Scheller sends it across. Belleville East unable to handle it. And we're tied at 10. We went back and forth, trading 1-point leads in that first game until Collinsville rattled off about 7 points in a row to take a 7-point lead. Just to see it vanish. Here's Bachoki. Collinsville trying to fight back and send this into a third set. Over onto the side and across after a partial block up front. And a setup for Bachoki into the net. Sorry, that was not Bachoki. That was Megan Summer. 11-10. Lancers regain the lead. Lainey Cully back to serve now for Belleville East. She gets it over onto the side, picked up by Scheller. And Scheller's going to get it right back from Georgina, and she'll slam it into the net. Cully delivers a high pop fly, picked up in the backcourt by Katie Martin and moved along. And Scheller with a kill shot. And somehow or another, that ball made it over, but a net violation will negate that. Collinsville picks up the point and are back to within 1 as Jenna Scheller comes back in to serve. Pelly also back in there. Scheller shot picked up by Williams. Moved over and popped up. Pelly for Georgina. Georgina had to get it across. Pelly was trying to set it up over there for Summer. Couldn't do it. Summer gets a block though, but then the empty spot right in the middle of the court was found by Elena Riley, and she touched it over. Back to a 2-point lead for Belleville East. Megan Doolittle ready to serve it up here for the Lancers. Into the net. This is they're just underway over at Kahok Stadium with JV Soccer taking on Alton. Collinsville with a legitimate shot at a Southwestern Conference title because Edwardsville downed O'Fallon last night. Picked up in the back, moved over onto the side, and a partial block up front finds its way back into the hands of Mackenzie Johnson. Now Summer gets it, and Belleville East back to work in front. And another job by Elena Riley. She finds those empty spots while she's in midair and puts it right there, and back to a 2-point lead for the Lancers. Nora Van de Voorde checks back into the game for Belleville East and will head to the service line. Kahawks trail by 2, and they lost the first set, so they have to pick up this set or we're done with JV volleyball for the night. Sent over by Collinsville and pushed back up front, and another soft touch there by Riley, but this one didn't find its spot. Summer tries the soft touch. Found in the backcourt. Now Williams tries the kill. It's blocked up front by Pelly. Kept alive by Collinsville. Over now for Megan Summer. She gets it over. Nicely done. Back for Williams. Williams touches the ball, and right in the middle of the Kahok logo, it falls. Three-point lead for the Lancers. Another serve up coming for Vandevoort. Picked up by Summer. Actually, she sent it across. And now a kill shot by Riley, and that almost found the spot again. Summer has to get it over. She does so, and it finds a spot right in front of the diving libero, Elaney Kelly. And Collinsville gets back to within 2. Megan Summer back to serve. Bachoki checks back in, takes the place of Katie Martin. Need lots of points here. Summer, and into the net it goes. That's not how you get points. That's how you give up points. 16-13. Riley back to serve. Lancers hold serve, and they have a 3-point lead. Looking to close this out in 2 sets. Into the middle it goes. Picked up by Summer, moved over, and Pelly will shove it across. Kept alive nicely over there by Belleville East. Don't know how they did that. And then Summer sets it back up front, and Johnson sets it up for Pelly. Into the backcourt it goes, and Belleville East picks it up once again, and they'll get it over at the last shot. Stouthammer moves it over now for Johnson. Pelly with a try, and it finally falls in. Canucks climb back to within 1. 16-14. Emma Stouthammer back to serve. She got us on quite a roll there in that first set. See if she can duplicate that. Sends it across. Picked up and moved over, and it's Faith Williams who will send it across to Mackenzie Johnson. Over to Bachoki. Bachoki all the way in the back, and that's out of bounds. 16-14. Lancers add to that lead and make it 17-14. Sarah Gingrich back to serve. Gingrich picked up by Collinsville for Scheller. She'll just shove it across, and Kelly can't get there in time. Collinsville back to within 2. Willie Georgina checks back into the game. She was back there serving when Collinsville rattled off about 8 in a row in that first set. Uh-oh, that's not going to do it. Free point belongs to Belleville East, and we're climbing up toward that 20-point plateau, and that's when things get a little late. Faith Williams in the backcourt, serves. Knuckleball picked up by Bachoki, and she hits it out of bounds. Timeout on the court. We will step aside as well, and we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Back here at Kahok volleyball action. Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. JV game, set number 2. Collinsville dropped the first set 25-23. They are behind in the second set, 19-15. Faith Williams serves the ball up, picked up by Bachoki. And then Georgina will send it back to Bachoki, and she'll hit it into the cafeteria. 20-15. Belleville East with the lead, trying to close out this in 2 sets on the JV side. Williams serves it up again. Low serve picked up by Bachoki to Georgina to Scheller in the back. Picked up. Nice job there by Faith Williams. I don't even know how she did that. Belleville East pokes it across, and now Stouthammer sets it up for Bachoki. Bachoki. Williams dug that one out again, and back over here to the side. And a kill shot. That falls in. And Belleville East extends their lead to 6. That's what it was at the beginning of this game when the Lancers rattled off the 6 straight unanswered points, 6-0. Collinsville came back, tied it up. Williams, Stouthammer, Scheller, and a point awarded to Belleville East after that ball was kind of held a little bit. So 22-15. Lancers have the lead. Faith Williams continues to serve right across the top of that net. Bachoki, nice job picking it up. Scheller with a kill shot, and it's off of Kelly's hands and out of bounds. I think if Kelly wouldn't have offered it that ball, it was probably going to be out of bounds. But she did, so Collinsville gets a very much needed point. And it's 22-16. Kahawks trail by 6. Alexi Bachoki ready to serve. She does, and again into the net. Last time these two teams faced each other, it was a battle. Collinsville won in 3 sets. They won the first one 25-15, dropped the middle set 25-22, and won the last one 15-12. But having a little bit of a rougher go at it this go-around. Here is Scheller. She is okay on a point after Kelly was unable to dig that one up out of the corner. Said it went into the trash can. The ball went into the trash can over there on the far right of your screen, right next to the post. New ball, please. We're going to need that one wiped down. Jenna Scheller, she serves into the backcourt, picked up by Williams, moved back over to the side and off the hands, and a point belongs to Belleville East as that was off the blocker's hands up front, but it stayed in bounds. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. Off the blocker's hands and out of bounds is still a point. So Belleville East Lady Lancers are 1 point away from taking a 2-set victory away from the JV Lady Kahawks here. Serve picked up by Stouthammer. Georgina setting it up for Pelly. Does so in the back, and it's picked up by Williams. Moved across, and then Riley with a shot. Boy, that was a nice save there. On a nice dig by Georgina, but Pelly's serve goes into the net, and that's going to do it. 25-17, second set. And Belleville East makes quick work of Collinsville here, so we'll shut everything down and fire everything back up for the varsity game, and we'll do that here in just a little while on the Kahawk Sports Network.